Good day. Got another project up in the shop. Figured I'd do a little upgrading on the old pickup. I've got a 2000 Ford F250 crew cab 4x4. It's got the 7.3 liter diesel. Ordered it back in, it was April of '99, and I think, or no, the opposite way. It was November of '99, and I got it in April of 2000. So I've had this truck about 21 years. Got about 190,000 miles on it. Been a good truck, real good truck. But the headlights are not very bright. They never have been very bright. Never been happy with them. They had the halogen bulbs in it, so I figured I'd upgrade them to some LEDs, and I did it, and I figured I'd show you real quick the difference. I left one halogen bulb in on the driver's side, and I replaced the passenger side with the LED. So we'll see what it looks like real quick. I'm going to do it in my shop here. Gets a little dark. And obviously there's a big difference between them. Driver's side's got the original halogen. Well, I don't know if they're original. I think I've changed them, but they're the 9007 bulb, and the passenger's got the LED. LED is obviously a lot whiter, a lot brighter, and this old halogen bulb on the left is just never been a very good bulb. So changeover was a little more than what they explained in the instructions, so I figured I'd show you what I found, and we'll go from there. So what I went with is they call it a Headlight LED bulb. It's for the 9007 bulb, which I've got. And this is what it looks like. There's not much to it. It's they call it a plug and play, and it basically was. It's got a locking ring. It's got a little fan on the back side. And little diodes. If I can focus. One diode says H, one says L, so I'm guessing that's high and low. Same thing on both sides. What they didn't explain to you is the angle of this power cord, because it doesn't come out the back end because of the fan. It basically is in the way of getting the locking ring that you have to put on to keep this bulb seated in the headlight assembly. So I'll pull it back out and we'll take a look at it. And then this is obviously the old halogen bulb. But yeah, there was a little bit of modifying I had to do to the ring. Get a light over here. There's a little factory locking ring. It keeps the bulb in the housing. You have to twist it. It pulls off. And you can wiggle the bulb out of the housing. So that's the old halogen. And with the old plug, you know, the wires come out the back end. And with this locking ring, you know, it seats over the old plug. Well, with the cord on the new LED coming out the side, I really can't get the light through this. So what I did is I notched the back side of the ring to allow for the cord to get out of the ring, and so you can put the ring back onto the housing. You could just cut this whole assembly off, leave like 3/4 of an inch. And like all the other ones, there's these little plastic tabs that they just break off over time. They're real brittle, but there's still a little leg right there. And that leg is enough to grab this back portion of the bulb, both on this bulb and the new bulb, and it pushes it into the housing. So it's still tight into the housing, even though you've lost all these little tabs over the years. I bet you every Ford truck ever made probably has the same problem with this. So yeah, that's what I did. I had to put this in my bench vise, took my little die grinder and just cut a notch out. This ring is oriented a certain way when it goes in. That's why I drew a felt marker on it. So that tab told me where this is basically the top of the ring, where it needs to go into the back side of the bulb. And then that told me how much to notch on the back side of the ring here. So when we put the new bulb in, it was the same issue. So with the new bulb, what they tell you to do is, twist this locking ring off and install it into the housing. Well, I found that was more cumbersome than just leaving it attached to the bulb. So when the bulb goes in, because of the way this cord is coming down here, that locking ring, there just wasn't enough room. You had to make room for this cord. So that's why I notched it. And for me, this locking ring will only go in one way on this new bulb. And you twist it and it locks it. Instructions say it should be pointed this direction. The diodes should be facing at 3 and 9 o'clock. So basically straight up and down. Once again, I made a little mark on the ring there. So when I put it in, that mark there should line up with the mark on the ring. So that tells me that's where it should go into the socket. So we'll see if I can get any of that on video or not. It's pretty tight quarters. So here's the ring, the notch. My felt mark on the top shows me where it should align with the notch going back into the back of the headlight assembly. And then it's going to slide over this. Remember to put this on before you plug it in. And this light, since I've got a mark of where the bulb needs to be plumb or straight up and down when you put it in, as you assemble it in, it's going to seat all the way in on that ridge that's in there, and that's what's going to put pressure on the bulb to keep it in the light housing. And then you're able to twist this assembly to get it locked in. And with the notch, it allows room for that cord to move. Otherwise it was just too tight. It was bending it too much. So I figured it wouldn't hurt anything to notch it. So we'll put it back in the truck and show you how that works. So there's not a lot of room in there to work with, but I'm basically going to be putting it into the back of the headlight assembly, oriented just like that, because that's really the only way it would lock into that socket on the back side of the housing, with that notch there vertical, so that align the diodes in the right direction. So we'll try to snake it in there. If you can see that or not. So those two notches need to align. So you need to twist the bulb to align with that other notch, and then put the ring on and twist the ring on, and you're done. So the ring is back on, and the plug is connected. So I got both new bulbs in. So we'll turn the lights off again and see what they look like. That's a big difference. It's going to help a lot. Looking forward to using them at night. So that's about it. Changing bulbs on the old Ford. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave a comment if you'd like. And I'll see you on the next one.